Huh. This looks almost exactly like last game.
It pretty much is exactly like last game. Except for instead of Caitlyn, we have Kaduncha on Graves, and you have a Graves Sona kind of thing. But KT Flash, so the thing is we've swapped. So KT Flash actually has Katarina,
Yeah.
and Madsky actually has Vlad. But otherwise, the team comp pretty much similar.
Blitz is finally out, which is
Yep,
nice. Because you should always ban Blitzcrank. Ban or pick every game.
But otherwise, top lane matchup is the same, mid lane matchup is the same, but it's flopped. And bottom lane will be pretty interesting to watch.
I mean, they've got to show something new. They got to show that last game wasn't what they had. Because if they come at it like they did last game, Lord of mercy.
Yeah, and I think Matsky really has to show maybe how Vlad can beat Katarina, because he sure made Katarina look like it was very easy walkover for him on his side.
Absolutely.
So, money match on the line for the Google in-house finals. We have done...
How much money is on this? Like $1 million?
Yeah, at least all of Google. So
All
if you
of
win,
for
you
Google.
win Google.
For YouTube. You win YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good prize.
Google's been trying to get rid of that for years. It's yours.
You win the Google glasses before they're on the market.
Yep. You win lasers. I figure Google has lasers.
Oh, man. So, yeah, no need for any summoner blockers or anything fancy like that, because we are ready to go. So I'm interested to see how it works. I mean, so the main key is going to be how mid lane works out this time around. Top lane, I don't see it going much differently than it did from last time. And really, I think the key is going to become bottom lane. Does Tomato Orange... I mean, they don't have the grab, so they don't have to play around that anymore, which is key. That's out of the picture. But Tomato Orange was still pretty dominant with the Tristana play. If he gets an early kill like that again, it could be trouble, because he basically showed his mastery of, you know, if I get a little bit ahead of you, I mean, you're going to be in my rearview mirror very, very shortly.
True. CatScan, I gotta say, CatScan completely made it up to his team as far as Blitzcrank goes. I've never seen a game where Blitzcrank didn't go unbanned like twice, but like being so cocky as to think, oh well, he's bad at Blitzcrank, we'll be fine. He came back and showed them why they banned a game 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever looked and saw him miss one, like, as it became later in the game.
The only times he was ever missing is when he was going for desperate pulls, random shots, but it was clutch time. When it was go time, he hit every single grab. Man was magnificent. And this is coming from the best Blitzcrank NA.
Well, coming from the best Blitzcrank in NA, I mean, that's pretty high praise. That's pretty high praise. And this guy right now probably wants to save this video, check it out on YouTube later, and just play it for his friends.
Dude, I want clips of that last game that they played everywhere, because people need to be educated in the glory of Blitzcrank.
So you're saying what should happen is I need to go make a highlight reel just for his Blitzcrank play.
Yeah, be like Google educating the world on Blitzcrank.
Maybe what I should do is I should get the footage of him from last game and the footage of you, blur out the names, and then have people guess. Is this the help or is this CatScan?
Okay, you got to record a game of me, and we'll do a competition. We'll do some AOD award stuff. That'll be awesome.
I'm down. I'm for this. Arcade Sona. Actually, you know what we should do. I don't know. It's too late now. We'll carry on. We'll carry on.
Okay.
Actually, I take it back. Let's do a KDA contest for a skin for the people who have been watching. Who do you think we should put in the KDA contest?
I want to do Tomato Orange, but that's just a bloodbath. Let's do CatScan. I want CatScan. KDA, go. Supports never get the love.
All right, so go to facebook.com/razorweaponmedia. I'm going to make a post right now. Guess the KDA and CS of CatScan. And the closest person, KDA, tiebreaker being CS, will win a Pax Sivir or a Riot Graveskin.
Or death.
Death is a sweet release.
And everybody's heading to bottom side. It's looking like there's gonna be a clash. There has to be a clash here. If this is the direction they're going, there's gonna be a fight. KT finally got his beloved blue side, so we'll see what's up here.
Yeah, we might see an engagement here. Before we've seen both teams just kind of going opposite each other. Right
Wait, was that a ward?
Ward?
They dropped a ward.
They've been listening. Someone's been feeding them info.
And boom, they're coming up around the top. If they come down like this, they could catch them. They could catch them on the retreat. If they stay in this bush right here, I'm super excited. I'm excited. I'm excitable right now.
Both teams actually placed a ward, which is actually pretty exciting. And I think they're just going to swap positions. Now, the interesting part's going to be who reacts, because blue reacted quick enough.
You have to react to your blue with Skarner. You have to react to your blue. Amumu and Skarner both need blue in this jungle. Not having that's going to be a big pile of hurt. They got to get in there, and they got to make him get out.
Both teams pinging for the same bush. Now, this is going to be fun. Actually, another ward going down here in this top brush. So we have even more vision. I like this. They basically a totally different approach from the previous two games, from both these teams being a lot safer, warding up a lot more. And red team's probably just going to bide their time until someone leaves, and they're going to try to enter in there and pick off a quick kill. And Sona, this is not the way you want to go. Araj going to face check a team of 5, going to give up first blood. And if they don't come out with this blue buff, it's going to be even more problems, but I don't know if they can even stay.
No, Skarner smite
stolen.
Fail smite, and then Vlad's in the back, just getting some hits on. They're gonna get a second kill. Will they get a third on this? Nobody knows what's happening anymore. Be the Bunny is fleeing, and now they're so far behind. That was a devastating moment in their entire existence. Ahead at 2 minutes. The game just started. You might as well just give them a K and then started the game.
I mean, that is brutal. And look how low KT flashes already trying to come in on Madski.
He has to go back. He cannot be playing this game with Vlad. Vlad's still at full pots, full everything. He's got to go back. He's just going to start sapping your health. This is the part of the game where Vlad's the weakest. You don't want him having all that advantage.
Yeah. I mean, this is a really great start. I mean, coming off, you won game 1. It was pretty exciting. Game 2, you just kind of get rolled. And then you come into game 3, and you start this invade, and you kind of risk it, and red team comes out really, really big on you early.
Wukong coming back with armor is going to make Riven's life hard.
I mean, yeah, that's a huge advantage to have early in that lane. I mean, most of the time, you would see that lane, you would just have cloth armor anyways, just to deal with the fact that these are two very heavy AD characters, and you want to sustain that way. But now he has boots and pots. He's going to have a huge advantage, especially with two melee characters. Although, to be fair, Riven has a lot of mobility to chase and deal damage. But for the most part, if you're a melee character and you have more movement speed, when you decide to not engage anymore, you have more movement speed. You can walk away. They can't hit you unless they have some way to gap close. And looking at least the early game, I'm gonna reorganize some stuff out here. But Tomato Orange already out to a pretty good CS start. He's already at 17 CS, clocking it in. And so great opening for Team Tomato Orange. This is exactly what they needed. This is exactly the kind of thing that they needed to come off and give them a good boost after taking that rough loss. And they've come out really strong in both games, but now Blue Sun in top lane looks like he's under a little bit of pressure from Riven. Riven
That's why
does
he had
not
that
wanna
armor
back
in
down.
5 pots. He did not go unprepared. Katarina has already burned through her pots and does not have enough health to keep this up. Stay, dude, don't do that.
Now Graves under a lot of pressure too, and even though Soraka or Sona did that heal, Sona needs. I mean, it gives him some MR. I guess I don't know what the best trade-off benefit is, but I know that once you have the debuff on you from Tristana, probably better to actually save the heal and wait for it to fall off. And Riven with a pretty good advantage in top lane already blew Flash for Wukong. Wukong coming back in after the cooldowns are down, trying to bait this out. We see Hansel's rotated up here too. The one thing they have to be careful of this early in the game is how many minions are here. If they decide to go up and engage Hansel, diving in there and just really just zoning her out pretty much because he's not going to be able to get a kill at this point.
Blue Sun needs to go back. He knows that. He's taken enough damage. Are they going to hold the lane? Pushing up. Pushing up doesn't seem to make sense unless they're planning on going back. Maybe they just want Hansel to have a little bit more gold. Maybe getting all those first bloods and kills in the middle of the jungle for no reason wasn't good enough for him. Oh, wait. That wasn't him. Never mind. Do.
Oh.
Oh.
That's getting a lot of pressure right there.
Wait, where did Katarina come from? Oh, Katarina went back, got more gear. She got more health. She can play some more.
Yeah, she got some health potions and an award. You're going to be able to hopefully place that down and protect yourself a little bit for Skarner eventually. A lot of pressure on there. Ignite going down. Can't pull away from that, but he has enough health. Wants to get off one more heal, it looked like. But now he's backing off of this. Skarner going to chase Katie Flash away, doing a lot of damage right there. And he's not going to be able to finish off, but she is very, very low all the way back there. And Matsky might be able to sustain up out of this, but probably going to go back at some point shortly.
I believe both of them will be going back. Nobody will hold the lane, though. It's really, really kind of devastating to go back and just let those free hits on your turret. But this early in the game, not enough damage, you should be fine. It's much better than giving up the kill.
Yeah, I agree, but now Matsky flirting with disaster. Oh, and there's the engage, comes in there, pulls to try to get out of the damage, turn hits, flashes there, gets the ult,
and that'll kill her. Wait for it.
Oh, so close. So close.
How much health? How much health? 60 health. And she gets away with 60 health. That was a brilliant bait. He knew exactly. He knew he wanted to hop in with the Shumpo, had the pool ready to go, and just held her underneath the turret as long as he could. Flashed for the Q, landed the ultimate, thought he had her. That was good. I like that.
Very
That
close. And a nice duel that we saw from these two mids that have been playing absolutely stellar this entire tournament.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of play that I expect and hope for from those two.
And 53 CS to 30. Kodasha's got to pick up the pace. Tomato is forcing things bottom. They see a Mumu coming down bot to kind of stir things up, and they're going to be able to get away from that.
I mean, Tomato Orange has pretty much had the upper hand in pretty much in the bottom lane all 2 games this series. Looks like all 3 games now, and really just showing his superior just like mechanics and skill and lane as an AD carry. And as he should be. I mean, he's like the captain. He's kind of the MVP flagship player that they kind of count on, especially for this team. And putting him in the role, one of his best roles, and having him on Tristana. I mean, I know that's a champion that he loves and mains pretty much. Most of his ranked play, I believe, was on Tristana when he ranked up to about 1800.
I mean, they did so much better against his Vayne, and now a lot of pressure coming down.
But eats some turret shots.
Ignite down one more tick.
The cleanse saves him. It's out of Ignite, and now we have Skarner coming in too. Ults, Katarina wants to get out of this. She has no minions to jump to. Might jump to her friend. The pool goes off, but it's not enough. Banish Toss comes back in. Damage bring output. Will Matsky be able to escape this? No, he won't. Ult from Katarina. She actually dashes out. Will she be able to escape this? Coming back in, just taunting him just ever so slightly to bait him in here, and he's going to give up his life.
Hansel, buddy, bro, homie. The greed is strong with you. You wanted it. You went for it. You lost your life over it.
And the theme from earlier in the tournament, living on the edge, that's what's going on right now. Both these teams just maximizing their damage and the cooldowns and just fighting it out. So low on life. Many times the trade. And now we have 2 to 3 kills. About a 1k gold still for the red team. The main problem so far, looking at this going forward for either team, the one advantage looking forward seems to be Tomato Orange. He already has 2 kills and an assist under his belt, and has a decently healthy CS advantage.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say this. Vladimir, not a good matchup against Katarina.
No, I don't think so. I think Vladimir pretty much loses to Katarina, and the
I
only
think
reason
that was.
I would think the only reason Madsky I think stuck with it is because he that's one of the AP champions mid that he feels really confident with. I mean, a lot of these players don't have a giant repertoire of characters to pull from and go to, and so they just kind of play what they're really good at, and they felt good with Vlad, so he picked it. But he obviously picked Katarina for a reason. Maybe he just feels better with Katarina, but he should know Katarina gives Vlad a hard time. I think looking forward, if Vlad can get a few more levels under his belt, get a little bit farther into the game, then he might be okay. But right now, Katarina definitely has the advantage. Oh, and there's an ult coming down here, pulling away into Matsky. Matsky has the ignite on him, trying to put a little bit more damage. Kitty Flash might turn around. No, he's going to ward and jump to it to escape out of this. Hansel's going to tank this turret. They need one last shot. Will they be able to do it? The turrets switch over. They barely survive. They have so little health right now, so many pings going along their path, and they're barely going to be able to escape out of this, and again, living on the edge. I wish I had like a graphic and a song to go with it, because that's basically what's going on like non-stop in this middle lane.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely out of control there. And both of them escaping so low, but that's the kill. That is the kill that they needed.
It's the kill they deserved, right?
Wow.
Is that where you're going?
No, I was not Dark Knighting this. I didn't say that's not the kill they
good.
need. Come on.
Good. Oh.
They worked hard for that, and they earned it tough.
Yeah, I mean, really stellar play. And you can tell there's a lot of focus from both teams into that middle lane to try to swing it. Although I'd like to see one of the teams maybe try to get a pink ward into this tri-bush, get rid of Red's vision there, and try to make some plays somewhere. But Red team, their wards are all over the place. It's in the lane bushes. There's no real way for a movement to get in here unseen and make a play.
Nope. Red, I mean, they know exactly where he is right now. They're just holding steady, hopping out of there. They don't want to play. They don't want to play with him. They know They know what a Mumu's capable of. Running around there with his double buffs.
Katarina Vlad trading yet again in the mid lane, constantly, perpetually at half health.
Vlad picking up Merch Reds first was actually a really good move. Getting a little extra MR in there is really going to help him, knowing that he does have to fight from the under position.
Yeah, I like to see that from players that they think beyond the standard build. You don't see the cookie cutter build come out, which the cookie cutter build's great when everything is going right, but when things are going wrong or you have a tough matchup, I mean, you need to think outside the box. You need to itemize correctly, and it looks like he's had a little bit of experience with Vlad, and so he's gonna go that route, try to help himself get through this laning phase, which he's doing pretty well. He's almost to level 9, and that's like the key phase when he maxes out his Q and gets the most sustain. Be the bunny harassing more, coming down that bottom lane.
He's been all over the place, but he always gets seen, and it's slowing him down. While Skarner has been able to poke around in the jungle and kind of do what he wants.
Yeah, the one thing I have to say, though, for at least so far, is he's actually pretty far ahead in the jungle, and at least as far as levels go, he actually was ahead, or he actually still is ahead of Hansel right now.
That's true.
Riven with a level advantage in this top lane, but losing that trade. And here we go, some more love for KT Flash. Ult goes off, but Skarner not able to grab her in time. Looks like Wukong's popped his ult in the top lane, trying to go for a kill onto Riven, but it's not going to happen. She's able to get out of that.
Had his ignite still. I think he could have pushed that. And now Madsai has what he needs. He has a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much open lane. This is the kind of thing you want. Skarner looks like Skarner's making a little probe into the enemy territory, checking things out. No ward on him to place.
Nope, and Riven just walking around in this jungle here might get caught.
Place down that ward. Skarner coming up on her, not gonna be able to close in time.
And Amumu's coming up to balance out the field.
Yeah, we see a lot of team rotation from which I like to see. Just getting in position and support in case something does go down. And Matsky actually zoning out KT Flash because KT Flash is low. He really can't hang around much when landing against a full health Vlad. His best bet is to get him to try to do something under turret or something crazy.
I gotta say, I really enjoy Wukong's poke ability. His ability to just get in there, fuck around, and then jump back out. If a ward goes up in there, a pink ward goes up in that lane, that's how I counter Wukong. Because when he's trying to run away is when he's at his weakest. He already blew his combo. That's when you want to fight him back. Riven's a stand-up fighter. She's going to go in there for the fight, for the long haul. If you can get him on his way out after he's poked you, that's when you want to take advantage.
Yeah, I mean, there's really two schools of thought. It's either you can get down a ward, which is, especially if you can get it down and he doesn't know it's there, it's very unexpected, you can catch him out pretty well. The other thing is, like, just, you play the guessing game. You just guess what direction he's going, try to follow it up and catch him. So when he comes out of it, he's not good. But like you said, even that brief time, though, covers for part of his cooldowns that he's invisible and stealth.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're able to have that ward there, it's even more advantage because, like you said, you can put damage on him during that time. You don't have to wait till he comes out of stealth.
CatScan just playing the aggressive support game, getting all up in everybody's business. Ooh, a great pool underneath the bandage toss from a Mumu in mid.
Doing work. Actually, Tomato Orange has been pretty funny in this bottom lane. He actually took like 2 turret shots in the last time he poked in on the turret, and he just really does not care at this point. He's rolling a pretty good game. He has pretty much the same items except for he has a BF sword. I mean, he's almost has a Bloodthirster over Kodansha right now.
Right.
And we see KT Flash waiting in the wings. He's going to come in, jump to her teammate. No, he's going to jump in there. Crescendo goes off, jumps in there, tries to do her ult. Stun, will it come off? No, it won't. Jumps away. Tomato Orange jumps away, trying to get out of there, tries to get a kill to make up for the fact that he knew he was dead. Amumu trying to come in here, and great setup and play by the blue team, and they might try to rotate this into a dragon. Flash popped by Skarner. That's going to be key to stop his initiation ability, and they've backed off Red out of this. They might try to go for a dragon. It would be a little bit risky, the fact that they would get pretty low if Red decides to come and poke this, but they might be able to pull it off. It looks like they're indecisive. Riven put a bit of damage on this top turret while Wukong returns to lane.
Wukong a level behind, but really just having his time up there. He's just he's taking it slow, taking it easy this time, not as aggressive, making better plays all in all.
Yeah, I think he's shown some good patience up there in the top lane. Doesn't have doesn't have as much support as he did, the first game, up there trying to snowball his lane. Skarner's been a lot more busy running around other places on the map so far. Mainly setting up camp in that middle lane for quite a while.
Ooh, Skarner coming in right behind Katarina, and Shumpo to the ward. Great ward placement.
Yeah, I mean, KT Flash was basically running, basically playing Katarina much like you would at Lee Sin, with carrying around those wards so she can jump to it. She's another mini flash. And KT Flash goes in there, doesn't have any escape set up. And did they have the grab? He does have the grab, and Pales are back in there. A little bit of support from Amumu, but she will fall, and Matsky's going to fall. And now it's the trade. The junglers duking it out here, but Skarner has the upper hand, but Amumu, surprise, has a turret. That's going to protect him, and they're going to be able to get out of this all safe and sound.
Mid lane is just going to be a nightmare for everybody. Big damage going down up top right now. Everybody's at equally low health, potting up, trying to stay in this. CatScan still super aggressive, zoning. And as Tarek, I guess that's something you can just do.
Yeah, I mean, you are pretty much a boss, especially with the kit that he has. But it's so funny because you look around on the rest of the map, you see a lot, top and bottom cresting almost 130 CS on some of their players. 150 in the case of Tomato Orange. And then you look at mid, and they've died and traded so much that 73 CS to 96. But I think the winner, after all is said and done, seems to be Katarina, because she's been able to pick up 4 kills after that rotate bottom. And so her gold is looking pretty good so far.
Has her Gunblade as well. Has Gunblade and a pick, so she's doing all sorts of, who knows what kind of damage she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, she's getting ready for Gunblade action, it looks like.
Yep.
Hansel's trying to hold it out. Trying to hold it out in the mid lane as much as he can until Matsky can get over there. Matsky trying to ward or something around here.
Matsky's trying to make it around to Katarina, but he is just getting. He's been already been spotted, and all of a sudden, here comes Tristan up from the bottom. Apparently, they want to change a fight. Apparently, they're done with laning phase, and Tomato wants to get busy. He wants to do work. He's tired of playing this game. He's tired of letting Katarina have kills. He wants it to be real now. It's real
Wow,
talk.
both these teams all
Oh, a
setting
sting
up here.
down. No, not into the middle of your team. That's an Amumu. He'll hold you down.
Crescendo barely misses, but now Mumu, a great bandage toss in there, wants to follow this up. So much damage going on the red team, but the blue team is underneath turret. Wukong finally rotating down here, trying to get something happen, but he's going to get exhausted. A lot of his damage is going to be taken out of this fight, and red team, the losers of that battle, 1 for 2. And great execution by the blue team, and both teams decide to trade. They're just like, yeah, laning phase is over for a couple of minutes. Let's all go fight mid. Let's do this. And there's wards all up and down river for both teams.
Everybody sees everything, but wow. I mean, I gotta say, the straight up fight here, blue team's showing strong. I gotta say, KT Flash and that Katarina, I want to say it's more Katarina than anything else, has proven her worth to these two teams.
And one thing we like to see, a wild, in the wild Oracle spotting we have.
Oh, what?
The truce has been broken. Matt Vision has been taken control of.
I don't approve of this.
And really, the blue team, the scary part about them is their team fight is really strong because their AoE, I mean, everything they do has AoE. I mean, Riven has the AoE damage ult. You have a Mumu and Sona to lock people down. Katarina's
There's Katarina getting in the heart of everything. She really wants somebody to play with her.
Tomato Orange pushing people away. That bandage toss almost landed. That would have been so clutch right there.
That would have been a dark day. A dark day.
Yeah, blue has definitely secured themselves a blue buff here. And Bet is pushing red team around, although Wukong looks like he's going to actually clear out this top turret for his team and give him a little bit more team gold.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And we're almost back to an even game again. This game has been so close, so back and forth. Any team only ahead by about 4K or 400 gold or so. And this is exactly the type of game we wanted to see in the game 3. Blue team doing a great recovery job after giving up 2 kills early on in this game. I mean, it looked pretty bleak for them at that start. I mean, they could have been demoralized, but they stuck with it. And they've stuck it out, and now they're taking turrets. They're ahead about 1K gold. And this is anybody's game at this point.
I'm really excited. This is the kind of game you want to see for all 3 games, but definitely in the 3rd.
For sure. This is what anybody that's been waiting around, hanging around, viewing, they want to see. So we had CAT Scan, I believe, was the KDA contest. So if anybody's following along with that, 0-2 and 4 currently is his KDA.
Oh, another Oracle.
CS.
Oracles everywhere. Apparently, they understand the value of wards now. And as they go down, I can actually hear cheering. Another turret goes down. Is now 7-6, 2-1 turrets. Gold might as well be tied at this point. And Tomato Orange definitely in control of his team right now, keeping them together, keeping them focused, and getting them where he wants them to go.
Are you sure the cheering is not just your recent affinity for ventriloquism?
That might be that.
It's like
I do suffer. I do suffer from that affliction. And now they've set up a perfect split push, forcing all 5 of blue to come to mid. Wukong still up top.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of pushing all their lanes. Amumu gets a bandage toss off, but not really the target you want to engage on. No one really around it. Blue team's not gonna to go full in on that. And blue team really just want the big team fight. That's what they want. They want red to come in there and fight them like that. And red might be better served having Wukong split off and keep pushing lanes and doing that kind of business. Or they need to pick off. They kind of need to throw the first punch. They need to have Hans go in there, get a priority target, like a Katarina, like a Graves, and then blow up that target as soon as possible. Skarner lurking around the backside. And both teams just pushing waves at this point.
Interesting. Vlad rushing the scepter over getting himself the Woda.
I think maybe maybe for team fights he wants the slow and the health, and he's forgoing getting that extra spell vamp for spells. Kind of interesting. Less sustained based. It might be a better play against Katarina since she has that dog that reduces healing. It makes that item less effective, so could be why that happened.
It does make it less effective, but this is a champion that lives off of playing with his life and healing. He has to be able to cut that. It needs to be able to dampen the edge off of that. So I'm hoping that we'll see that Woda come next.
Oh yeah, I believe it should be in the pipeline, or at least it should be. And really just have a poke war going on. We have two members of red team spread out here, pushing the other lanes. Now it looks like Tomato Orange might be coming back together. And both teams have been mid for so long, and both teams have oracles. There's really no wards on the wings to catch any movement. Someone did split off, except for red actually has a few wards going right now. Gray's actually farming Rays here to get some farm for himself.
Well, he needs to be able to keep up because as long as Tomato can split and get that farm up, he's going to start pulling ahead.
Yeah,
he already has an IE over him.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. I mean, at this point in the game, both teams are kind of like stalling out against each other. I don't know if they quite know what they want to do to break the stalemate that they're sitting in right now. I mean, because really, it's like you have to have some sort of positioning thing go down. Mm-hmm. Someone has to misplay in order to really get one of these teams to engage. Both these teams seem pretty set to just clear these waves, back off, clear their lanes, back off, and rinse and repeat.
I think what'll change this is who goes back and when Dragon comes back up.
Yeah, it looks like Red's spreading out even more now. And with the two champions they have defending mid, this might be the time for them to kind of push in and really press that.
Graves just grabbed himself an Infinity Edge. Hextech Gunblade going on to Katarina, and the Bloodthirster on Riven will start to give that blue team the sustain it needs to maybe start a fight here.
Yeah, and really just finishing off those main damage items too. They're gonna have a nice little boost of damage when they come in here for this team for the next team fight. And this actually might be really, really good for them. Skarner off by himself. They've actually switched over to Katarina, who's been split from her team. She will not fall. She flashes out, but no, Tomato Orange says, "You will die." Comes over, and they're just mobbing Riven underneath her turret. Double kill comes on. Great Amumu ult underneath a turret, but blue team has already been picked apart quite a bit. Tomato Orange jumping back out of the turret. He has taken almost no turret shots, and this is a quadra kill. Will he have the ace he wants? He's going for it. He sees it. He wants this pentakill. Oh, he's not going to be able to chase it down. Doesn't have a rocket jump, but you can tell he wanted it. Oh, wow. So quadra kill for Tomato Orange, and that broke the stalemate.
He low on mana because he had that rocket jump. He'd just gotten that kill.
Oh.
He could have jumped for it. He might have died after he got it, but that penta was his.
Instead, they're going to be able to take 3 turrets, is it now, I believe.
And an inhibitor.
Oh, Katarina's in there. But I don't know if this is where she necessarily wants to be. And just sitting in the pocket is Tomato Orange, but no backup for him. And of all people, Soda gets the double kill. That's like the best case scenario right there with the way they decided to sit in there and take that damage.
And honestly, if his team had stayed, they all ran really, really fast. They stayed, they could have dropped Katarina, and that fight would have just been a one at a time against a wave that, with Tristana at the helm of Tomato Orange, would have been bad for them. You can't go one at a time against Tomato Orange. He will educate you in the finer points of dying.
He wants to shoot something.
Oracle's down on both sides now. We'll see when they show back up.
Based on last game, I'm almost thinking never.
Tristana gets her Phantom Dancer. Wukong a Trinity Force.
Trinity Force up. Team Trinity Force go.
And at 30 minutes, we're still tied. We're still 10-10, 1,000 gold between the teams, and the 4 turret advantage that and the naked inhibitor that Red has doesn't really reflect in their gold.
Yeah, I mean the positioning for their, I mean basically the setup for their team is really good right now. The only problem is it's kind of almost like the previous game where they had this advantage, but the team fight of the other team was really strong to the point where it was really fortunate for them during that Dragons they were able to pick off Katarina and isolate her and fight the blue team not together. If the blue team fights all together with all those AoE ults, it could be a lot of trouble for the red team.
No,
'Cause
that
they're
was a
pretty
clear-
much even.
Yeah, that was a misplay by Blue coming around that way. They knew they were there. They had seen them. Their pings went down on them, and then staying on the dragon for too long instead of peeling off and helping your team.
Well, I think
Lost-
the funny part was that Skarner's idea was like, I'm gonna go in on the dragon. He ran in there, and then the rest of his team just like caught Katarina in rotation because I thought it might have been a good play by the blue team if they got the red team to kind of engage on Amumu and their tanks because that's what was hanging out there. Graves could have escaped out the back, been elusive, and then you could have had Katarina and some other damage champions come in there and clean up. Just kind of bait them into all bunching up on Amumu, but instead that's not how it worked out. Katarina got picked out separately, everybody else got run down, and the next thing you knew, Red is pushing in, they have your inhibitor exposed, and even though they don't have a huge gold lead, situationally they have a pretty big advantage. Ooh, Billy. And there's the engagement. Blue team doesn't have all their cards set up here, but now Riven is collapsing. They're in a pretty much a bad concave right here. Amumu lands, catches 4 people, and they're just decimating people right now. But Tomato Orange is still alive, but he's not protected completely, and it looks like Matsky's left alive under 4 blue members, and 4 for 1, just like I said, or we were talking about earlier. It's the team fight for blue team just out of control, and if they fight straight up.
The big problem, the big problem there was just it was inhibitor greed. They wanted that inhibitor.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted.
Way too tunnel vision. I don't know when Tomato Orange used his ult, but I definitely would have used it earlier onto Amumu if I could keep him out and not have that 4-person ult go down.
And there's the Nasher on blue.
And the advantage is swung.
Ooh, Sona almost got it too. She was just coming back up.
Yeah, I mean, so the inhibitor, Red has an inhibitor, so that's going to auto push for them. But as far as on the map, you already are against a team that you know is better set up to team fight you straight up. And now they have Baron. I know in the first game, one of the mistakes the Red team made is when the other enemy team had Baron, they decided to fight him. And hopefully they don't make the same mistake again.
We got Guardian Angels, Phantom Dancers, Abyssal Scepters. Everybody's grabbing big items right off the bat. Frozen Heart on Amumu. That's really going to hurt Tomato Orange's lifestyle. But he's big, fast, and burly and just needs to get in there and has to lead his team in this. He's got to be calling the shots.
Yeah, so if you are just tuning in, this is the Google in-house finals. Team KT Flash, the blue team, versus Tomato Orange. But now we might have engagement onto Vlad. Vlad has already used pool. He flashes out of this. He's going to be safe. And they definitely do not want an engagement right here. Be a lot of trouble for them at this point.
5v3 on their turret. Even with their turret, it's not going to help them.
Oh, yeah. They need to just basically fully back off out of this. Wukong's not even in the area either. Okay. KT Flash been really aggressive.
Taking two tower shots and not caring. That was the moment for a Skarner hook. That was where they needed one.
I mean, really, right there, if Hans was on the ball and was able to impale her right there, that would be huge for their team. A Katarina pickoff would be nuts. I mean, that would basically cue blue team to engage on them. That's the thing. Is like it depends on would they survive the onslaught that would eventually ensue, because there's no way they would just let Katarina die. But that's probably the best case scenario for them at that point. No ulting Katarina underneath the turret. Impaled.
Wukong finally joining the party.
So again, this is Game 3 of the finals. Whichever team wins this will win the championship. And all these players are Google employees. And coming out here, forming up some teams. Judgment Styley had 10 teams when we started the tournament, and now we're whittled down to these 2. It's been an epic best of 3 and a pretty epic game so far. 3K gold advantage for the blue team. They have Baron. They're looking pretty strong here. Red team backing off as fast as possible. And there's
Katarina laying down damage, but Tomato Orange is about to
great bandage toss. That is clutch. Catches almost everybody. Tomato Orange cleanses out of it, but he's still taking a lot of damage. He's going to Guardian Angel up out of here, but in comes Matsky. He's going to add a lot of damage to this team fight to try to make something happen here. Will he be able to do it? Matsky's just dying down that bandage toss into the middle of nowhere. Tomato Orange is still alive, but he's not able to deal enough damage, and that Baron buff helping them sustain. Blue Sun nowhere to go. Going to be taken down underneath turret, and that is a double kill for Kodansha, and Blue just closing out this game now. I have to give them huge props to how they've played to come back. You know, we talked about it earlier. They started out the game. Red got a double kill on them at level 1. Was looking super strong. Bottom lane, Tomato Orange was so powerful. And you know, blue team's come back now. They haven't been able to take down Hib. Their base is being pushed a little bit. But for the most part, they've been able to win team fights. They're proving that they win team fights. So Red really has to, you know, start to pick a different strategy and stop kind of beating their head against the wall. And oh my gosh, Tomato Orange gonna face check this. I think he might be fine. Yeah, he should be fine. But man, what a turnaround! And now blue team really setting themselves apart. 7K ahead, 36 minutes in. We had an even game all the way up to 30 minutes. In the last 6 or 7 minutes, things have swung both ways.
Things have gotten incredibly violent in the last few minutes, and now, I mean, just look at the gold here. Like the advantage is massively in the side of blue team. They're finishing off builds. Everybody's big and strong and scary, and really happy right now. Blue team have remembered what the solution is. They are a better team fighting team. They work better together, and when it comes right down to it, when it comes into these big fights, these clutch moments, these deciding moments, they're there for each other.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Be the Bunny when he was, even in that losing game, he was pretty much the MVP for his team. I have to say his Amumu ults and his bandage tosses that he's landed in this game have been absolutely money. He's, you know, taken the time, waited those extra, you know, second and a half to walk himself into a better position to make sure he gets everybody or as many people on the enemy team as he can in the ults, and he's really been just doing a stellar job and helping out set up these awesome team fights for his team.
Blue team, naked inhibitor, just... I'm waiting for Tomato Orange to backdoor it, honestly, at this point. I'm waiting for him to sneak in around the back and take that inhibitor down.
Yeah, this is one of those scenarios where picking up an Oracle, playing the sneaky jungle game, it might be one of the best options for them. That ward just lost some serious movement speed from Sona there. Just wanted to point that out.
It'd been educated.
It was not going anywhere.
No. That guy, he was tired of him running back and telling everybody where they were. So they fist it.
It looks like they're setting up an ambush here. I don't think Tomato Orange would possibly fall for that. They know they're running around the top side, but this turret is going to go down. And blue just picking off the turrets, picking off the ones that they can. I expect them, they should probably go push top turret. I mean, that's a lane that's kind of auto-pushing against them because that first turret is up. They could go easily clear those out, get some more team gold for themselves if they wanted to. And red team, I'm just kind of wondering like what their plan is right now, because they seem kind of just like they don't know what they should be doing at this point in the game. They have a lot of wards around Baron and want to protect that, obviously. But blue team, you know, with that Oracle is clearing those out, warding very, very well, and blue is set up to close out this game. They're ready.
They want to get Baron back up. Baron, they're educating them that Baron is theirs, and
Skarner not in the mix.
That'd be a dangerous fight to go in on. They know that all those AoE ults are back up and just ready to educate the first initiate, and they're barely taking any damage from this Baron. It's not like they can pick them up after it's done.
Tomato Orange dancing around, doesn't want to get caught there. I think they really, if they want to make something happen, they need to only one person underneath the Vlad ult, and they kind of wasted, but Baron does go down. Blue's able to pick it up before this fight starts off. Tomato Orange trying to do some damage, trying to back off out of this, but he's flashed on by 3 members of the blue team, getting closed out. Enemies are falling left and right. Wukong not going to be able to decoy anyone. Madsy's going to run out. He's going to live to tell a tale of how he died watching his Nexus fall because blue team is pushing home.
And that right there was the Oracles just defeating Wukong.
Yeah.
I don't care if you decoy, I can see you.
And we will run you down and murder you ruthlessly.
The best kind of Lee.
So it looks like they're probably going to take this inhibitor. They're not going to be able to close out the game, but
they could keep pushing. They have Baron. They could keep pushing this. What's the other team going to do? They have to stop from wetting this bait.
No. Yeah, they could close this game. I misspoke. The team's probably going to get up in time to try to make some sort of defense, it looks like.
And in that play, I mean, Katarina's not even there right now, and they could still close this out. Graves could close this out as long as he has the rest of his team with him. Riven has her ult back up. Sona's ult is 5 seconds away. By the time anything was about to happen again, that would be Golden Glove.
Yeah, it looks like Katarina just was pushing that top lane. This is what I kind of expected, and then they're going to clear out these top turrets and then really finish the game off. As opposed to before, but I think they probably could have pushed in if they were more decisive, but instead they're just going to take this route, the safer route, I guess, and just try to clean it up.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
More gold, more gold, more gold. 15k ahead. That's the biggest difference. That's the biggest gold sep we've seen yet.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty huge. I mean, even in the last game, as strong of a lead as Tomato Orange's team had, they pretty much only had a 12k. I mean, I didn't check at the very, very end when they were knocking down the door, but for most of the game, their advantage was about 12k, and here we have a 15k from a game that up to 32 minutes or so was pretty much dead even.
Yeah, the tides have changed.
Yeah, and blue team just executing their better AoE team comp to its maximum potential. So blue gearing up for the final push here. Going to be buying up and bringing the pain as they have 2 inhibs down for red team. Red team just basically on the ropes, trying to defend themselves.
I believe blue team still has Baron, don't they? Yeah, Baron's still kicking around. We still got about a third of Baron left.
Whew. So red team just clearing the waves as best they can, but they know what's coming.
They can hear the storm.
Yeah.
Now blue team, which I think they're going to do, is going to go up to this top turret, and they're just going to dive. They're going to force a fight on it. They're going to get red team feeling comfortable about being able to fight underneath there, but honestly, they're so tanky that it does not matter to them.
I just walked in against 4 members of the enemy team. Vlad going down. Most of red team's already dead, though. Doesn't even matter. GA already popped on Tomato Orange. GA popped for Blue Sun as well. He's going to ult to try to get out of it. Doesn't matter. Most of the members of the red team down. That is the ace, and that is going to be GG in the finals game going to Team KT Flash. Congratulations, guys.
GG.
Really awesome game.
That was an epic adventure. I'm really glad I was here to see that.
I mean, honestly, good game to both teams. I mean, red team played a stellar game up to about the 32-minute mark.
They both played a stellar game all the way through. A few mistakes were made later. We once again saw the power of Katarina over Vlad. Vlad just became unhelpful in that entire thing.